Hello, I'm Gayleen Rabicook, and my story is My Memorable Wedding. So, October 28th, 2006 was a gorgeous day for an outdoor wedding. Not too hot, not too cold. Now, my fiance and I knew that planning an outdoor wedding for the end of October was a little bit risky. And we're both practical people, so we did have a backup plan. The meeting room that we had rented for our reception, that would hold all of our guests. But it just wasn't as lovely as the outdoor venue. And this was a very special place because he had driven up on a weekday to propose to me in the Myriad Botanical Gardens in Oklahoma City. It was a few blocks away from where I worked at the time. And it was just a picture perfect place. The trees were all in their beautiful fall foliage. There were still some flowers blooming. The grass was green. It could not have been more beautiful if Renoir himself had painted the scene. And I really leaned into the whole fairy tale wedding idea. I even had a horse-drawn carriage that was going to deliver my dad and I to the place where we were having the ceremony. And all our guests were there, including a lot of people from out of town. And they were all having that eager anticipation of the bride's arrival when suddenly, wee-oo, 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 and that anticipation kind of turned to panic when they asked what that sound was, and the local folks said, tornado siren. And they were probably wondering, should we have really come to Oklahoma? Because what is it that you see Oklahoma in the national news for most often? Okay, maybe football games sometimes, but tornado devastation, that's most often why Oklahoma is in the national news. Fortunately, that wasn't the case on that particular day. And the reason those tornado sirens were going off, it was kind of my fault, because in all the planning that I'd done with the caterers and the beautiful gown and the horse-drawn carriage, I had forgotten one very important detail. The city of Oklahoma City tests their tornado sirens every Saturday at noon. So for 3 solid minutes, we heard that wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. But that ended, and it was replaced by the wedding march. And I walked down the aisle to where my soon-to-be husband waited in his tuxedo. He looked so handsome. And we exchanged our vows, and the rest of the ceremony went off without a hitch. And then everyone went to the meeting room where we had cake and hors d'oeuvres and celebrated the beginning of our new life together. And it was a great day. But it's funny. So here we are 19 years later, and what's the most memorable part of our wedding? Wee-oo, wee-oo. So the moral of this story is, if you're planning an outdoor wedding, be sure to check when the emergency broadcast system is tested in your specific area so that you can avoid the wee-oo, wee-oo, even though it will give you something to laugh about for many years to come. Thank you for listening to my story.